There's ultimately nothing wrong with self-care, and it's actually crucial to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. But have you noticed how the self-care industry has turned into a billion-dollar market? According to a study, the global wellness market is now valued at $1.5 trillion, with annual growth of 5 to 10%. That's a really big number, and it's no secret that self-care products and services don't come cheap. From luxury skincare to mindfulness apps to energy drinks, the costs can quickly add up. And if you think about it, it could be pretty ironic that something labeled as self-care can easily turn into a source of stress because of maybe credit card payments or the time we spent on it. So ultimately, something supposedly good can make you broke and stressed. Interestingly, the Psychology Today magazine noted, it seems that the more products and services we purchase and practice, the more stressed out and exhausted we become. The more we focus on well-being, the more unwell we actually feel. So is it possible we got something wrong what self-care really means, and we let the industry to pressure us into spending more? So in this video, we'll talk about how self-care industry manages to push us spend more, and how we can break the cycle and practice balanced self-care to avoid stress and excessive spending. By the end of this video, you'll know all the psychological tricks being used by businesses, and you'll learn how you can gain control back. So make sure to stick around until the end. Businesses often use the concept of self-care as a marketing strategy to encourage people to spend more by framing their products and services as essential for personal well-being. And as a marketing professional, I've studied these tactics at school, and of course I've personally used them in my work. Believe me, there's lots of psychology involved, and here's how it's done. Number one, by creating a need. Businesses can create a sense of need or desire in consumers. They suggest that purchasing their products is not just about fulfilling a want, but about taking care of yourself. Now, how can you protect yourself? Well, here are a few steps. Identify genuine needs. Don't rush into buying something you see advertised by an influencer or celebrity. What will help is to practice delayed gratification. Instead of making an impulse purchase, practice delayed gratification by giving yourself time to think over a purchase. This allows you to evaluate whether it's truly necessary and prevents impulse spending. Ask yourself, do I really need this item to achieve certain results, or am I actually going to use it? Let's admit we buy into promises and end up not using a lot of items we purchase because only after purchasing them we realize that they are either useless or time-consuming or simply conveyed a false promise. Another way of promoting self-care products is through emotional appeal. Self-care is often linked with emotions such as relaxation, indulgence, and pampering. Businesses capitalize on this emotional appeal by positioning their products as tools for achieving these feelings. For example, a spa might market its services as essential for relieving stress and promoting relaxation, promising that $200 facial is gonna take away your anxiety, which I'm not saying it won't benefit or relax you. However, you can have a great relaxing experience which is absolutely free by simply taking a hike in nature and actually making it a habit for lasting benefits. Stanford study finds the evidence that walking in nature could lead to a lower risk of depression. So when feeling down, take a hike. It's important to remember that instant gratification is at large in our today's society. We want things that make us feel good quick. Additionally, clever marketing convinces us that the best way to look after ourselves is by spending money, maybe on luxury treatments, clothes, shoes, and cars that make us feel good with an instant release of dopamine in the brain. But most of the time, instant gratification isn't something sustainable, and that purchase that makes you feel good in the moment often is what makes your life more difficult in the future. For example, if you have anxiety around the lack of money, spending money carelessly will add extra anxiety. So what can you do? Be mindful of emotional triggers. Recognize when emotions like stress, loneliness, or social pressure influence your spending decisions. Pause and think whether the purchase aligns with your genuine self-care goals or if it's a quick response to your emotional triggers. And I'm not saying that spending money on yourself is bad, but it's important to be aware that the industry is targeting you to spend more, convincing that that's the only way to make you happy. So you don't want to lose control by buying into promises that only offer temporary happiness. The real lasting happiness doesn't come from that $100 meditation mat or that organic $20 juice or 10-step skincare routine. If anything, when you keep on buying, accumulating stuff, and complicating your self-care routine, it results in another form of burnout and you get exhausted and stop enjoying it. And then maybe you start buying new things with hope to feel better. And this is how marketing works. It pushes you into a cycle of endless spending. You end up spending a lot, maybe accumulating a credit card debt, instead of building a balanced life that you can actually enjoy. I've lately published a video of things I no longer buy in order to simplify my life. If you'd like to watch it to get some ideas, you can find it in the description box below. And lastly, another powerful tactic that the businesses use is the social influence. In today's social media dominated culture, self-care is trendy and seen as a symbol of status. Companies use social media by featuring their products in self-care routines of influencers and celebrities, making it seem like buying these items is not just good for you but also fashionable. So here is how you can protect yourself. Limit exposure to marketing. Be mindful of the marketing messages you are exposed to, especially on social media platforms. Unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel bad about yourself or pressure you to buy a lot of things presented as essential for self-care. And also set a budget. Determine how much you're willing to spend on self-care each month and stick to it. Creating a budget helps prevent impulse purchases and ensures you're spending within your means. The budget, in a way, protects you from social influence. It's important to understand that the self-care industry has sold us the idea that self-care is anything that brings us joy. And if it makes us happy, then it's worth whatever price we pay for it, whether with our time or money. However, it's important to note that self-care shouldn't only promise instant gratification. So it comes down how you and I perceive and practice self-care. That's what's going to make a difference. What would essentially help to be more disciplined is if we learn to practice contentment. Cultivate gratitude and contentment with what you already have rather than constantly seeking external solutions for happiness or well-being. Focus on appreciating the simple pleasures in life that don't require spending money. A walk in nature, workout, meditation. Real self-care means doing things now that will improve your life in the future. And yes, it can include doing that sink full of dishes because in the morning you'll feel so good about it, or completing that workout that makes you feel so energized, or getting to the most difficult items on your to-do list that you keep putting off. It's the things that we don't necessarily feel good while doing them, but we feel better for doing them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give this video a like, as it really helps you with my channel, and also share with your friends. I'm also curious about your thoughts on self-care, so please feel free to comment down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.